Episode 6 of The Amazing Digital Circus just released yesterday, and just like with the rest of the series, it was absolutely packed with Easter eggs, secrets, and hidden details that you probably didn't catch on your first viewing. In this video, I'll break down all the things you may have missed as they appear throughout the episode. Right at the very start, Zubul mentions that Caine sings Daisy Bell outside of their room sometimes, and later Pomni and Jax sing this outside their room to get them to come out. And this happens to be the very first song sung by a computer in 1961. But what's even more interesting is how people are connecting this to HAL malfunctioning in 2001 A Space Odyssey, where that's the song HAL sings as he loses it. And given Caine's glitching at the end, this could be some serious foreshadowing. But during this singing scene, we can also see that Jax has eyelashes. We also see that Bubble says that the camera is heavy, and as the scenes go on, we can actually see him start to shake more and more under the weight. And maybe it's a nice little detail showing the pressure building throughout the episode. Interestingly though, the camera Bubble is holding doesn't say Caine and Abel on it like it did in the previous softball episode. When Zubul asks Ragatha if she had any more stupid sauce, we see them later during the award show squirting it into their eye and chilling high out of their mind, which is interesting because this could mean that maybe this is a kind of coping mechanism the characters turn to when they want to release. Ming is voiced by Chris O'Neill, who's a well-known YouTuber, and a little later Jobby the Hong returns as the disappearing guy from the previous episode. Then we see Caine use his ability to interfere with the characters' minds, and this time on Jax, which continues to prove that Caine absolutely lied in episode 1 when he said that he couldn't control their minds. And this mind control stuff just keeps getting more obvious with each episode, and I'm curious to see what is the real reason behind it. In the pile of guns, we can see a Supreme money shooter along with Uzi's real gun from Murder Drones, and it's sort of like how they also had Gaslight District posters in episode 5, so more references to Glitch Productions' other works. And the revolver also has both the CNA logo and literally Caine and Abel written on it. It seems like Gangle can wipe away her tears when she has her sad mask on, but the tears come back. We also see Caine looking at photos of the CNA office, which could be really important for understanding the real-world connections to this digital space. And when Ragatha realizes that she's starting out the adventure with only 2 lives or hearts, Kinger just gives her a butterfly so that she can gain back the lost heart. So this means that Kinger has the ability to spawn in things, like when he spawned that healing butterfly. And honestly, this adds even more weight to the theory that he's a developer who helped create this digital circus in the first place. But maybe it could also be possible that the butterfly he spawned could actually be a reference to Queenie being an entomologist, and maybe she taught him the ability before she abstracted. But when Kinger and Ragatha are talking, he mentions a big mistake he made that caused him to hate himself. And I kind of feel like this is heavily implying that the mistake he made while developing is what got everyone stuck in the circus. The evidence just keep piling up that Kinger was one of the original creators, and I can't wait to find out more. Ragatha talks about how Gangle and Zubul never really talked to her, which probably means that they have given up on her because she's never honest. When Jax and Pomni are in the dorm hall, we can see that Jax opens a mannequin's room, which probably means that these rooms are empty and aren't locked. When Jax explains each character's personality, he pokes Pomni and she resembles her portrait on the door behind her. Then Pomni decides to act like evil Pomni did in episode 5, which was actually really cool, and I'm glad that she got to embrace this side of her as well. We can see what seems to be the glowing queen's castle, and we can also see her and some of the glowings from the pilot on the walls as well, which is a nice callback to where this all started. Pomni asks Jax about the corn thing, and she mentions that he could have trypophobia. This continues as a running gag about his fear, which I'm pretty sure he developed back when he was a human. But throughout the episode, Jax also has his tail back, and we don't find out why he has it again. Maybe this could be another one of Caine's mind alterations or something else entirely. When Gangle is shot by Pomni and falls over, her mask breaks, but we can see that her sad mask actually looks happy underneath. And this could be hinting that she has more control over her emotions than the mask suggests, or that her true self might be different from what the masks show us. But here's something really dark that people might have missed. When Gangle is talking to Zubul about saving her mask, she mentions wanting to use a Tommy gun specifically and laugh maniacally. And this is actually an Easter egg referencing the pilot of Lackadaisy, where a character named Freckle goes insane, laughing maniacally when given a Tommy gun. And here's the crazy part. Michael Kovac, who voices Jax, also voices Freckles' cousin, Rocky, in that show, so the connections just keep getting deeper. The committee is voiced by Peyton Goodwin, who is Gooseworks' sister, and who also voices the son and other characters, along with Phil Mendoza, who's one of the Glitch staff members. But there is also this fascinating parallel between Jax and Pomni that someone pointed out, and is that they are the only two characters to get those spinny, scrambled pupils during their panic moments. In Pomni's case, Jax was the one who knocked her out of it, whereas for Jax, it was thoughts of his relationship with Pomni and possibly thoughts of Ribbit that caused it. And this makes me really curious about what other parallels we get between them later, and what this might mean for their relationship. There are also some small details throughout, like when Gangle grabs Zubol's hand, we can see Zubol flinch a little, which adds another layer to their relationship dynamics. The number 57 was mentioned near the beginning, when Caine tells the circus members that the adventure starts in 5.7 minutes, and we could also see it on the dice in Zubol's room and on the grenade that Zubol picked up and looked at. And this continues as a running gag from previous episodes, where the number 57 appeared in every single one so far. Zubol's room is actually full of mirrors, which could be because Caine wanted them to be able to look at themselves in every angle, and maybe by that they could have gotten more comfortable with their constantly changing body parts. I mean, I sort of get the idea, but it still feels cruel in Zubol's case, but at least they could use many cool things from the Zubol box for this adventurous body parts, and the extra arms helped a lot. Early on, when Caine says team adventure, his mouth holds 7 eyes, and in the Bible, 7 is the number of completion, and it's a holy number. And given all the biblical references, for example in character names like Cain and Abel, this could also be intentional symbolism. When Zubol gets shot, their last words are "see you on the flip side," which could actually be a Five Nights at Freddy's reference, so another little nod to horror game culture that this show loves to include. There's a small detail when Jax and Pomni chase Kinger into the dark hallway. The door has the hinges on the wrong side, which is probably just an animation error, but worth noting. When the gun exploded in Jax's face, it was a classic Looney Tunes reference. And lastly, we have that ending sequence after the credits where Caine realizes that he got no votes and completely glitches out. And this connects back to that Daisy Bell reference and Hal from 2001, suggesting that Caine might be losing his grip on reality, just like other AI characters in fiction. And the fact that Kinger came in first place with 10 votes while Caine got 0 really says something about how everyone views the character's supposed caretaker versus someone who they see as genuinely trying to help them. So those were all the details and references I noticed while watching episode 6. The show continues to layer in incredible depth beneath its colorful surface. We're building towards something really significant, with Caine's deteriorating mental state and these hints about Kinger's true role in creating this world. But these were all the hidden details and Easter eggs I could find. Did I miss anything? Let me know in the comments below, and don't forget to subscribe. I'll see you in the next video.